Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and just in case I don't see you, good night. Right, today we are working on a 2014 Vauxhall Insignia. The problem we have is this bush. So it's chewing the inside edge of tyres. As you can see, it's just starting to round that edge over. I have already replaced this side, and it's this bush here that we're after. Knocking in there, so that can go in the scrap pile. This is a common problem on all the Insignias, all the way up to the latest version, to be entirely fair. And what I'm going to do today is show you how to put a new one on there. So if you're on your driveway, you won't be able to do it quite the same, but you should be able to do a similar thing to what I'm about to do. These are, to be fair, fairly simple. So I'm going to get you set up in the stand, and then right, so you're set up there. So on the inside back there, I'll show you underneath when I put the bolts back in. I've already undone the nut. There are two bolts. They're not caster or camber adjustments, they're just standard bolts. You've got 18mm either side. Get those undone. I've never been that unlucky that they've started tearing the bushing or causing me any problems yet. Granted, this car is not what you'd call rusty or out like that, but it just hasn't caused me any immediate problems. Now, if you're going to jack a suspension up like this, make sure you cover two studs, because if you don't, it could spin round and it'll hurt. So let's see if we can just show you here. So this is the nut that we need to undo. And if I just lean in, now you can hear the inside bolt, but you can actually see, if I just freehand you for a second, you can actually see, he says, as he waves the camera around so you can't see, that moves. Now the easiest way, ironically, to check this is with the vehicle on the floor, with the wheel on, and what you do is put your hands behind the wheel and just pull really hard. And if you get a lot of movement out of the wheel, it'll be this bush here that's failed. So this one has failed. So we are going to replace it. They are lovely and tight. Like I say, it's easy enough to do on your driveway. The most difficult part, to be honest, is putting it back in, and that's just because you have to line everything up. There we go. Headphone users, turn your volume down. Like that. That's it, top bolt's out. Obviously I've already slackened this bolt off under here. So we'll slide that bolt back, out like that. There we go. Ooh, kicked you in the foot, sorry. So, there you go. They do actually twist, that's how they're designed. They are designed to move around like that, but because of that, they're not designed to do that. So we have our new replacement here. As you can see, it's a lot tighter. And what we do, that's the wrong bolt. Take our little bolt. So we need to feed this up into the subframe. Now I'm going to reposition you behind here so I can show you how to get this top bolt in. There we go. Now, this top part here, like I say, is angled, and what you need to do is take the bolt, put it in, and then angle it back so that it's actually straighter to this flange here. Now what we do is we jack up on the out of the studs here, and what I'll do is just take all that strain off, and I can just do that. Right, put that on there. Now obviously, because this is a suspension component, we now need to jack the suspension up, because you don't want to lock this up with the suspension depressed. So we jack that up, obviously being careful not to pick the car up completely off the lift. We just want it to the point where it's taking about there. So that's just left that jacking pad, which means it's got all the weight, loud noises. That's that. And we can let this down. Slowly drop all the weight back onto the suspension, onto the lift. Now we can remove out gearbox jack. Let me just check. That's it. That's tight. And now we need to move underneath to go do the bolts under there. So now we've got the arm up there. Well, shed a bit more light just for your benefit. I don't actually need any more because I can see fine. But this nut just goes up there. I've got the other one for the other side as well. Comes under there. Now obviously these are unfortunately the same as the other ones. You can't do these up till the suspension is preloaded. So we've gone up with a lift. Get the spanners on there. And then what you shall have to do is preload the suspension again each side. But we can get them somewhere near nipped up first. Just realised I'm using the 19mm on that end, not the 18 we should be using. That's a 20. I have the wrong size. There. Helps when you get the right spanner, eh? So yeah, that's, there we go. So that's now got to the point where it's starting to do up, so we'll leave that there. We'll just nip the other side up as well in the same fashion, just because it makes sense to do both sides while we're here. And we'll get the gearbox jack again. And then we'll lastly just jack that last bit. There we go, that one's starting to nip up now. So what we're going to do is just lower the lift into the locks. If I'm ever doing anything like this or I'm doing a gearbox, I always like to use the locks. I'm just as guilty, I'm sure, as everybody else for not using them. I mean, in all fairness, the locks are there, they are, you know, they are engaged even though the vehicle isn't sat on them, so if the hydraulic system fails it is going to drop onto the locks. So I don't think we need to be that serious about it myself, but there are too many people that have done too many sketchy things on vehicles. So all we're going to do now is just jack this up again. I mean, you can, obviously, if you're doing this on your driveway and not on a lift, you can leave it obviously set up. You can leave the vehicle set up so all the suspension's up, and you don't need to do any of this twice. Obviously for me, it's on a lift, so it's easier. Turn it the other end now. When you're doing this as well, if you've ever got something on a jack that you're sort of pulling or pushing on, I always try to counteract that force, whether it be by obviously pulling quite hard on that. It's just off of that lift foot, so you don't want to pull too hard because you could pull the vehicle off the lift. So you do want to try to counteract the force that you're putting in some way. And there we go. That is all installed. I'll obviously do the other side, and it's done, ready to go back on the road. So it's quite a simple job. Like I say, if the subframe's incredibly rusty, then you may have the problem of these bolts sticking. I mean, these ones are quite lucky because they are high up, which means they avoid a lot of the salt, but you could have a problem where they stick if you are in a high salt corrosion area. So thanks for watching. Good luck with yours. Let me know what you thought of the video down in the comments.